In this episode of More Time Financial Gen Y Advice, we're talking about the risks of owning a property. So some of these risks include the interest rate risk. So what are you going to do if interest rates increase? So let's assume you've just gone to the bank, you've just got yourself a new mortgage, you've got a really good interest rate. A couple of years down the track, interest rates start to increase. Are you still going to be able to afford this mortgage? And what's going to happen if you can't? So this is one thing that you really need to be careful of, and you might want to think about the option of maybe fixing some interest, fixing your interest rate or fixing your mortgage, at least some of it, so this might mitigate against some of these risks. The next thing you got to think about is what's going to happen if you can't work. So what usually happens is the bank takes an assessment of your serviceability or your ability to service your mortgage on the income you're earning at the moment. So what's going to happen if you can't work or you can't service your mortgage? So this is where the use of income protection becomes really important, and that's one way you can mitigate against one of these risks. The other thing you need to think about is if you're a young family or you're thinking about starting a young family, then what's going to happen if you or your partner decide to take off some time when the baby's on the way and maybe when the baby's here. So these are a few things that you need to be careful of, that when owning a property, you need to understand there are risks involved and there are things you can do to mitigate some of these risks, but you just need to be aware of what's out there so you don't get hurt financially.